Okay. This, it's pretty fun. Now, what's this? It's the fake monster's head, and not so scary now, is it? It's best not to touch it. It's evidence. Not so scary now. It wasn't scary to begin with. So yeah, it's been kind of a short chapter, honestly. I mean, a significant amount of the time was me cleaning up fossil rocks, really. Maybe we can even head to the next chapter and do that, like, all in one. If we hurry, at least. Anyway, let's go to our round. Actually, we had best save. This round is the one round in the entire game that I'd ever lost. It's the only time I've ever lost a fossil battle in this game. Round 2. It's all because of a certain curious Vivisaur. And I'll explain why when we're reviewing his team. You remember me there, Babaloo? I'm the cat that told you about the vicious monster back in the jungle. Seems you proved that monster was just a big old pussycat. That's some fine work there, uh-huh. I only got one more thing to say. One thing more to say. Why do you have to go and do that? I had a plan to take all them rare fossils, and now it's ruined. Yeah, that's right. I'm in cahoots with them two boys that ended up cooling their heels in the Hoosgow. So now I get a chance for revenge, and it's going to taste sweeter than Aunt Mabel's pecan pie. You ready for some heartbreak, kid? Because I'm going to boogie-woogie all over your bad self. Why did that sound dirty? I'm sorry, it's just... Yeah, I'm not going to comment any further, but our chance to punish the ringleader of the little gang. Turns out it was all his idea to build that monster. Anyway, we've got Parapu, we've got Raja, and we've got Nigo. Nigo is a long-range, large class. He enters battle asleep, as I mentioned earlier. He's got a whopping 25 attack, which is impressive for something only at rank 1. Then there's Raja. He's a close-range, large class with 24 attack, again, pretty impressive. And he doesn't enter battle asleep, meaning that he can use it right off the bat, so we should watch out for Raja. Then there's Parapu, the main annoyance on this team. He's a long-range, small class. He's got 11 defense, 18 attack, and 125 health. And he has 2 attacks. Now, unlike most Vivisaurs, which gain an attack every other rank, Parapu is a curious Vivisaur and gains an attack every rank. So he's at rank 2, that means he has 2 attacks. He has Parapu Punch, which is nothing to worry about, and he has Bewilder Beam, which has a 70% confuse rate, and that's the main reason why he's so dang annoying. I'm going to be going with my 3 Nycto, Dimetro, and Tricera. Tricera is just there for muscle. Dimetro is there to attack his earth types. And Nycto is there to take out Parapu. Now, something else I should mention about this team is that he covers his weaknesses. Air types that try to tackle Parapu will be slammed by Raja and Nigo, and fire types that try to take on Nigo and Raja will be attacked with super effective damage from Parapu. Anyway, let's do this. Rockin Billy seemed to be a helpful fellow fighter, but now we learn he's more crooked than a picket fence. Time to take Rockin Billy to the cleaners. Yeah, I was reciting the dialogue up at the top screen there. Okay, as you can see, Parapu has entered the battle hardened, meaning he has much greater defense. So we'll use Dimetro Fang on Raja for super effective damage, and that does a lot of damage indeed. We're not targeting Nigo because he's asleep and we don't want to wake him up. Alright, what's he gonna do? Parapu Punch. Okay, absorb some FP. It's always good. now no longer asleep, and his defense is no longer up, which is excellent. Alright, Wing Whirlwind. Let's take out Parapu. Okay, that's pretty decent. As long as you have a long-range air type, then Parapu isn't that difficult. I didn't finish off Nigo there because I'm worried he would gain enough FP to use Bewilder Beam. And he might use it right now. Bewilder Beam, here it comes. Confusion! Oh no. Confused! Oh no, 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 this won't do. Dimetro Fang on Raja. Excellent. Okay, we still have enough for a Beak Strike. And down he goes! That's Parapu. Sucker. See, if you have a long-range air type, then Parapu's no trouble at all. Nigo Stomp. Oh no. Nikto. Yep, unfortunately, because this guy is a long-range Earth type, then that means little Nikto will be dealt super effective damage. Anyway, let's have some fun and end him with Tricera combo. Okay, Rockin Billy. There we go. How does that pecan pie taste now, huh? Anyway. Yeah, I don't plan on digging up any Vivisaurs in the next area, so I might even be able to do the next chapter if I hurry things along. Rank 4, Nikto. Awesome. Aw, Possum Spit. That ain't how the plan was supposed to go at all. I ain't gonna forget this, Babaloo. I got my eye on you now, and I'll see you fall if it's the last thing I do. Nobody messes with Rockin Billy, you hear me? I'm gonna get you but good, uh-huh. That's enough. Oh dear. That pair of fools we caught in the jungle couldn't wait to implicate you in their scheme. Huh, so much for honor among thieves. Time to go! Aha! It's a trap! Sucker. Don't worry, Volantes. I'll personally see to it that he's banished from the islands. You just sit back and concentrate on the cup, okay? Oh, and good work on clearing round 2. Here's your prize. New fossil rock, and I know it's always Nikto's arm fossil. So that'll help with leveling up my little Nikto, and we're promoted to fighter level 3. We now recharge 90 FP per turn, and we can stock up to 250 FP, which is pretty darn sweet. Good luck in round 3. And here comes Todd. Way to go, Volantes. You're through 2 rounds now. I know you can do this. I'm counting on you. The battle after yours must be done already. I can't believe how fast that was. The winning fighter must be really good. Oh dear. Not you. Not this girl again. So, Volante, sounds like you got through round 2 as well. Of course, you didn't win as fast as I did, or with as much panache, but congratulations anyway. Don't get any crazy ideas about winning, though, because I'm going to be the champ. The most beautiful champion there ever was. Oh, and humble, too. What? Humble? Stop pulling my leg. Cram it, sister. My friend Volantes is going to lose to some braggart like you. And if you're so pretty, you should take off your mask and prove it. I told you already, I have a personal reason for keeping this mask on. Anyway, I'm sure I have legions of adoring fans clamoring for my autograph, so bye. She's not going to take that mask off, is she? You know what? I don't think she's pretty at all. In fact, I bet she's a total woofer under that thing. Evidence seems to point that way. And new message, new dig site. All round 2 matches, the Caliosteo Cup are now complete. We also have a new dig site, Mount Krakenak. Love that name. It's a volcano filled with sheer cliffs and bubbling lava. It's located on neighboring Cranial Isle. Flights to the island are available from the heliport. Yeah, we finally get to go to Cranial Isle. I've always wanted to go there. I'm going to be the first fighter to set foot there. No one's going to beat me. So I'm just going to take a look at the recording time I have, and I'm going to see if there is any way we can get the next chapter done now. I'll be right back. We've been going at this for an hour already, so I think... yeah. I think we'll go ahead and get the next chapter done real quick. Huzzah! Okay, we can go to Cranial Isle. Here's the map. We're here on Ringleader Island, and we're right here on Cranial Isle. Unfortunately, I don't know how long this next round of the Caliosteo Cup will take to complete, although I'm sure it'll be a significant part of it will be cut down, considering I only have that one fossil rock to excavate. Welcome to Cranial City. Catchy music, no? Wonderful music, actually. It definitely suits this hot, dry island paradise. Welcome to Cranial Isle, the land where heat and passion swirl. Hey, I'm Terry, the staff leader here in Cranial Isle. It's nice to meet you. You must be Volantes, yes? Stella had a lot to say about you. Word on the street is you took down some cheats who were scaring fighters with a fake monster. Man, you are some kind of fighter. Everyone's talking about your last match, you know? Oh right, I almost forgot. I've got some good news for you. The VMM's been upgraded with a new metal bank, so you can store dino metals. We've added buttons for switching between your holder and bank on the VMM Team Edit screen. If the holder screen is open, just touch the bank icon to switch to the bank screen. And if you want to switch back, touch the holder button. And yep, you can swap dino metals back and forth from the bank and the holder. Dino metals in the bank can be teamed up and renamed just like those in the holder. No? You don't understand how the bank could possibly be useful? Yeah, that's okay. It's a lot to wrap your head around. Let me try to explain. With the holder, each dino metal is one of a kind, and that means every Vivisaur is too. But if you put a dino metal in the bank, it will be like you don't own it when it comes to reviving. So if you find a head fossil, you can make a new Vivisaur instead of integrating it. By making copies of the same dino metal, you can make an entire team out of one Vivisaur. Now it sounds neat, huh? There are a couple of things you should be careful about, though. The bank can't hold more than 100 dino metals. And you can donate dino metals for points, and that will help you get more special fossil rocks. Cleaned fossils can only be integrated with dino metals in the holder, so if some of your dino metals need parts, make sure you move them into the holder before you clean. If you don't know, there's a fighter station on this island as well. You can clean fossils there, and it's also where the Caliosteo Cup matches are held. I think KL33N came with you on the helicopter, so that should all be taken care of. Fossil Guild. We have one of those at the shop, mask salon, and info clerk. If you buy a fossil chip at the shop, you'll be able to dig up new fossil rocks. I am going to be doing that right after this recording session in order to upgrade my Vivisaurs. The CS sonar is a right finicky device. It has to practically be on top of a slablet to get a reading. Recognize this guy? We met him just an hour ago. I'd have to explore dig sites in a slow, painstaking fashion, and I'm far too old for such tomfoolery. Also, I'm too fat to walk around for hours at a time. Perhaps it's time to lay off the pudding. What? What, indeed. But good heavens, if it isn't Volantes. Brilliant! I was hoping you'd make it to Cranial Isle someday. Well, how does Cranial City find you? Does its unfamiliar layout confuse and befuddle you? Yes, well, not to worry. I shall simply squire you about town as one scientific mind to another. As you may know, Cranial City has its own fossil guild. If you neglected to purchase an item in Ribular Town, you can simply buy it here, what ho? Our town center contains the fighter station. Incidentally, the large building above the station is Wild West Tower, home to our man, Joe Wild West. Imagine building a tower above a station. The man must be mad for fossil fighting, what? And here is the crown jewel of the island, if I do say so myself, the Caliosteo Museum. It would be a shame to leave without a tour of the museum, since you're so close and all. Come, please, I would be delighted to have you as my special guest. Nice place you have here, Professor. This is Caliosteo Museum, a gallery of rare and wonderful discoveries made on the Caliosteo Islands. Yes, quite. Do your eyes spy my newest prize? It's the Calio slablet we obtained together. I've also added a proper translation to the exhibit so all can bask in its glory and wonder. Hold now, you should not leave without seeing the first tablet I acquired. Yes, of course, quite. The kingdom of Caliosteo was ruled by Zonga Zonga. He was a sorcerer of overwhelming power and might. Such was his sorcery that when he issued a command, the people had no choice but to obey. He even used strange magics to resurrect ancient beasts from fossils. Quite nice, yes, of course, I'd give a kipper dinner if I could somehow find the full set of slablets. They would give us an invaluable look at the full history of these islands, you see. I say, just the thought of it is enough to make my heart go pity-pat. Yes, well, the Caliosteo Museum is always open. Science never sleeps, what? If you wish to know the history of these islands, feel free to pop in for a spot of tea and a lecture. Now then, Volantes, I assume you'll soon be off for excavating and the like, yes? If so, you can access Mount Krakenak from the town's center stairway. Good luck to you, my young fighter. Tally-ho! Alright. Off to Mount Krakenak. It's a crack-a-lack-a name, if you ask me. Okay. That was the worst pun I've ever made.